now I'd like to introduce the call of the Bridal Party Cup. From Antonio Hart.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Kato, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to the call of the Bridal Party Cup. Now, it's going to be with the members of the bridal party, so as you're called out into the barrier, I'd ask that you come and stand up over here, please. There's been a lot of hype about this race, and Tony introduced that earlier. The crowds have been streaming into Royal Sydney since early this afternoon. We've been hearing about the international sprinters all week in the Australian press. And it's very rare that we have such an international event and such a quality group of thoroughbreds to choose from in the betting ring. We've got the starters milling around in the back of the barrier now, and I'll ask now the very, very short price favourite to get up and stand up in stall number 1. That'll be Alyssa Freeze. It's a huge roar from the crowd as she went onto the course prop earlier this evening. She's from the Glamour Freeze stable straight out of Florida. A true thoroughbred. She's been set for the race. She's in absolutely magnificent condition and very, very hard to beat. In stall number 2, the best man, David Berkelow. A bit of a question mark over race fitness. He's been rushed out of retirement, having gone to stud down in the Southern Highlands. In stall number 3, we've got the Canadian hopeful, Ian Valaskakis. A picture of grooming, immaculately presented and hard to go past. Then we've got the maid of honour in stall number 4, Amanda Pullen, straight from Chicago. She will be in the finish undoubtedly. And then we've got the 3 other bridesmaids from the United States. We've got Hadley Barrett from San Francisco and the 2 New Yorkers, Sailor Crouchley and Morgan Vanderveld. You saw them speak before. They've simply come into Australia, stolen the show. The crowds love them. A huge wall of money in the betting room for these 3. In stall number 8, we've got Adrian Letts, fresh, the international man of mystery, straight in from the United Kingdom. By gee, he's confident, this young man. I saw him in the betting ring a little earlier having a massive bet on himself. And that's created a lot of talk around Royal Sydney here today. Then the second of the Glamour Freeze stable, Phil Freeze, stands up well in stall number 9. He's been training in Texas, and if he can repeat that form here, he's going to be very hard to beat. Michael Murray in stall number 10. Very relaxed campaign from Michael. Hasn't been keen on track work at all. Doesn't like the early mornings. He's in stall number 10. Sam Jordan in stall 11. A bit of a confusion in the dressing room about what silks he was going to wear today. Having a bit of an argument with his strapper about what colour saddle, and seems a bit preoccupied. In stall number 12, we've got Catherine Kenyon, and I can tell you what a magnificent looking joy we've got here. She's looking absolutely magnificent for today's race. Ben Cowan in stall number 13, been training the house down in track work, the opposite to Michael Murray, doesn't miss a beat. In stall number 14, Amanda Maple Brown. This is her swan song on the Australian racing circuit. She's about to go to the US and mix it with the best of them, and I think could be the best export we've seen from Australia for a long, long time. Peter Freeze in stall number 15. He's on the second outside stall. He's from Seattle, clearly likes a wet track, so there's a little bit of a question mark over the hard tracks here in Australia. I think he represents very good value in the betting ring, though. I think there might be some smart value chasing the value at 20 to 1. And then, of course, on the outside is none other than Alistair Maple Brown to complete the line. He's had an impeccable campaign leading into it. I must say, though, a bit of a question mark over his preparation this afternoon. He got to the track late. We then was in the mounting yard and just as Alyssa paraded past him, he seemed to get very distracted. I think shades of Colin came out. He ran up on his hind legs, and ever since he's been snorting around, he's been in a lather of sweat, and he just seems completely distracted. So hopefully he's got his mind on the race here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. But that is the lineup. We are just about set for a start. The starter moves round to his rostrum. The red light is flashing. Step now. Racing, good even start. Oh, Alyssa Freeze was fast out of the gate. Oh, Alistair Maple Brown just stood there. He missed the start by at least 4 or 5 lengths in his last out of the gates. David Bergelow showing good early speed with Amanda Pullins and then Phil Freeze.
Go, Amanda!
Catherine Keenan settling well back with Amanda Maple Brown, and Alistair Maple Brown is last of all. I've got 1,200 metres left to go as they race down the back here at Royal Singly, and it's now Alyssa Freeze. She's striding out now by 4 or 5 lengths. Then comes Ian Valaskarkas on the fence, tracked around by David Bergelow. Amanda Pullins is 2 lengths away on the outside of Lewis Hatley. Sailor on the fence, Helen Morgan trapped 3 wide. Bigfield is free fist, then comes Sam Jordan. Then a little bit less than midway is Adrian Letts on autopilot. Then comes Catherine Keenan well back in the field, followed by Amanda Maple Brown, Peter Freeze and Alistair Maple Brown is last of all. There's about 20 lengths covering first to last. And Alyssa Freeze now, she stretches her tail, pops a beak over her shoulder and says, "Catch me if you can." She's 6 lengths in front. David Bergelow now is starting to tire. He's under the whip of Hardman. Then comes Ian Valaskarkas moving forward. Hadley Barrett putting in her claims with Sailor. Here comes Morgan Vanderbilt, Phil Freeze. Then comes Michael Murray. Sam Jordan followed by Catherine Keenan with 600 to go. Then Peter Friss is second last and Alistair Maple Brown is last of all. He's 20 lengths off the lead. Have to be far up to win today. I've got 400 to go as they turn for home, and it's still Alyssa Freeze. She's 6 lengths in front. And Hadley Barrett flying late, and then here comes Alistair Maple Brown. Alistair Maple Brown and Alyssa Freeze. Alyssa's 2 lengths in front. Alistair flying late. They're neck and neck. They're stride for stride. Alistair and Alyssa. Alyssa and Alistair. We have a ding-dong battle. They hit the line. Photo. Oh, Alyssa Freeze by a whisker's going to get the medal. Alistair Maple Brown very close. Hadley Barrett third, followed by Sailor Morgan, and I'll only mention the notables at the end of the field. David Bergelow was a very notable last, and not far in front of him was Adrian Letts, and that'll be it. Thank you very much.
I'd just like to mention that correct weight has been called. The